Hello, welcome to Opa Plays MechWarrior 5. In this case, it's going to be a campaign mode, and I'm going to show you all the stuff in the background going on as well, including what mods I'm playing. And it's going to be a base run through, all the way through, um, hopefully till the end before the Free Rasselhag DLC comes out. I'm going to continue continuity from one mission to the next. There won't be any off-screen changes, additions, etc. I do have MechWarrior Save Editor, and I have been using it over the last 2 years or so to make the game more enjoyable for me. In this case, what I'm looking to do here is make a baseline modded campaign run through um, and show the nuts and bolts of it. And I'll discuss it as we go. We will be playing most of the cutscenes, etc., so that players that are new to MechWarrior 5 can see all the storyline that goes on behind it. So let's get started. First of all, these are the active mods I'm playing, 13 of them. I don't like artillery. I might turn that back off again. I do play pilot overhaul. The mod options is so that the yet another MechLab mods work. I've got yet another clan invasion, lore-based mech variants, which is yet another MechLab edition, yet another mech weapon clan. We won't see those until I get beyond, I think it's 3055, which I seldom do in an actual campaign. Yet another weapon, yet another clan mech. I like the, I think it's system map mouse over. That tells you what's on a in a system available for missions, including the difficulty level, type of mission, and how many tons. The MechWarrior 5 compatibility pack is what makes all these mods work together. Company rep allows me to get above 13 or 14, I forget what it is, in the base game. And Better Markets just has more stuff. It doesn't give me more money. It doesn't pay me more. It just gives more options out there within the mechs themselves. As you can see from the yet another mech lab, you can see the version here on the screen. You can see some of the yeses and nos on there, like I am enabling clan internals. I am disabling pirate stuff because it's kind of some wild stuff. And I've got all my hit multipliers for tanks, VTOLs, and turrets set to 1. If you want, we'll go through at some point. I want to see some comments on it. I will go through all the other internal options and how they are set, but they are, at this point, as far as I am aware, at the default level. Here comes new campaign. Now I'm going to disappear and let the movie play itself out for a while.
In 2108, humanity began colonizing the stars. Their reach would eventually span a vast region of space known as the Inner Sphere. During its golden age, under the governance of the Star League, the Inner Sphere experienced unprecedented peace, prosperity, and technological advancement. But with a great rise comes a great fall. Beset by greed and mistrust, humanity splintered. The Star League crumbled. Technological advancement slowed. The great houses, each vying for supremacy, turned on one another, engaging in a series of conflicts known as the Succession Wars. Amidst this chaos, mercenaries became the proxy forces for the great houses. Numerous battlefields sprung up across the Inner Sphere, dominated by hulking war machines known as battlemechs. The year is now 3015, and these steel behemoths have become the tools of the mercenaries' trade. It's a lucrative time, yet one beset with perils of all kinds. Only the most skilled and brave among them will rise to become legend.
That, by the way, is a house layout painted catapult on the left and marauder on the right. You can see the catapult on the left has long-range missile boxes on its shoulders. Marauder had an AC-5 and a couple of energy weapons. .3015, the Barry system.
I'm at the rendezvous point, but our contact isn't here. You see anyone, son?
The salvage crates at the last checkpoint were empty. Something's up if they're missing payments.
This is Commander Mason of Major Campbell. Make a note. Looks like someone is gonna need a lesson in paying their bills on time.
That's odd.
That's me. That's my dad in that mech.
Commander Mason, I repeat, a massive invasion force is attacking the planet.
Acknowledged. I have a visual.
It's planet-wide, sir. We're evacuating.
We need to take what we have and go. The fastest way is across the swamp. Captain, where are you going?
It's possible they left the cash at the last checkpoint in the city. Let's get the money and run, Commander.
This is reckless. We need to get back to base.
They're distracted with the invasion. We'll be in and out before they know we're here.
Let's hope it's not us they're after. I don't like this, son. This is a ghost town.
We're close. I can smell the seagulls.
There's nothing here.
Relax. We'll be out of here in no time.
We're being tagged! Look out! Incoming airstrike! Captain Mason, what's your status?
I'm fine, Commander. Left arm is offline is all.
That was close. Return to base now.
I am not leaving you behind.
We were set up, and you're in no shape to fight. Meet me at the extraction point with the Leopard. Go! Now, Captain!
Damn it. On the move.
Commander, an enemy dropship is approaching your position. Move, now.
I've got eyes on. Identified. Hunchback and King Crab. Damn it! Brianna, any idea what these guys want?
I picked up some chatter about coordinates of some kind. That mean anything to you?
Coordinates? No, Brianna. Promise me you won't leave without Jake. Promise me.
Commander, I promise. Captain Mason, what's your status?
I've got a bug on my tail. Get the bay doors open. Coming in hot.
Casualty count is rising rapidly. Worry.
En route.
Commander Jake is on board. We're taking off.
We can't leave him here. We gotta get him support. Dad, we're coming.
No, leave now. The Cavaliers need you. I'm leaving you in command. You're going to do great things. I just know it.
have to get us out of here. Hold tight.
And that was the end of Nick's Cavaliers. Nick being my father. I am Jake Mason, and you're about to watch, I think we'll call it Jake's Cavaliers in homage. Six days later. Been laying around and grieving for 6 days.
But our sitrep has changed. Head to the bridge as soon as possible.
This is basically how it all starts off. We'll go out to the bridge and see what Rihanna Campbell has to say. Keep in mind that they don't really talk about it, but the fact was Nick was Nick Campbell, and this is Rihanna Campbell. They never say she's my mom. She's just the ops commander.
Commander, good to see you all. We haven't really had a chance to speak since your father was killed. I'm not much for sentimentality, but I worked with your father for a long time. He was a good man. Hell, he sacrificed his life to save ours. I don't know what's going to happen next, but whatever it is, I'd like to be part of it. I'd like to stay on as your ops commander. That is, if you'll have me.
You kidding me? You're family, Rihanna. Or as close as I have now. Besides, I'm gonna need you.
Yes, I suspect you will. About iSitrep, it's not great news. Those bastards that came after us are in the process of setting up a blockade of the system, which means we're going to be trapped here with a tightening noose around our necks unless we do something about it.
Who are these guys?
Another mercenary outfit by the looks of it. I don't know more than that at the moment.
And these coordinates they were looking for?
Not a clue, but we're going to find out. First things first, we need transport out of the system. That means a jump ship. I sent out a transmission right after the attack through the HPG. The message was for a long-time client of your father's and an old friend of mine. Name is Spears. He has powerful connections. I'm hoping he can help us out. Until I hear back from him, there's nothing we can do except lay low. In the meantime, Fahad wants to see you down in the hangar. The Centurion needs repairs and he wants to discuss them with you. I'll let you know when I hear back from Spears.
Copy that.
Okay, this part when you're running around inside the ship can sometimes get to be a little bit disorienting and maybe even nauseating when you're not sitting behind the keyboard. So feel free to blink a bunch. I happen to know where I'm going. Down these steps, round, down, left. There's no map that they tell you when you start to play this game. The gold star means that's where you want to go, and that's Fahad.
Hey, mate. Figured you'd want an update on the Centurion. Took a bloody beating back there, so fair warning. It's gonna be a while before she's operational again. Means you're gonna have to get comfortable with the light mech over in Bay 1 for now. She's a good girl. Won't let you down, you treat her right.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, heard that before. Anyways, you know the drill. Access the repair terminal here. Once you're done, I'll get started on the work, eh?
Terminal, press E. The Centurion was the mech that, I'm going to close this, was the mech that I was in during the cutscene there. And as you can see, it's lost its left arm. Autocannon on its right arm, 2 medium lasers, and an LRM-10. We'll take a look at the loadout for it. And it shows that on the inside. I'm going to go to detail so I can see it all. As you can see, everything's pretty much damaged. That's the yellow and or destroyed. The left arm and down to the bottom of the armor on the right leg and the left leg. So both my legs need substantial help too. This is a, if you follow my cursor right here, my armor is at 0 for all of this. And what I have is, the easy way to do a repair is just say repair all. And if you have the replacement parts for everything it needs, it'll come up like this and you're done. That's all you have to do. 44 days is what it's going to take. Don't worry, it's December 17th. That does not mean 44 days real time. That means game time. And 500,000 C-bills. I've got 2 million so far. That 500,000 has not been taken from it yet. So really I got 1.5. Let's take a look at the base stock Centurion while we're here. It is a 50-ton mech, which makes it a middle of the entire spectrum. You go from about 15 for a flea to 100 for an Atlas or the King Crab that we saw shooting up my dad's Victor, which is an 80-ton. Armor is 296. That's pretty low scale. Structure 121. I just added 121 points to that by repairing it. I do 32 points of damage in total if I shoot everything all at once. On this mech, that's not possible because I have a long-range missile that has to be locked on, and it's for long range, not short range like everything else. So that's not really a real number in this case. If that was a short-range missile and I shot everything at once within the range of those weapons and they all hit, I could do 32 points of damage. What does that really mean, you ask? Well, this right torso has 38 points of ammunition or armor, so I wouldn't even get through the armor into the structure at all. So it takes several hits to kill on a battle mech. Sometimes on tanks or turrets, most of the time on tanks and turrets, that's not the case. You can shoot them once and you're dead. But other battle mechs are running around at about the same. I do 8.3 points of damage per second if in fact I can hit everything all at once again. Doesn't really work. I've got a cooling of 1 and a heat of 2.8. My general rule of thumb, the cooling heat should be about half of the weapon heat. And in this case, I can't get there from here. Simply because, well, I can't. What I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to take out a ton of LRM ammo, which has 440 rounds divided by 10, 44 shots. So I just dropped a ton of that. I go down here to the filter cooling equipment. I have 7 heat sinks. I put another one in. I take the ammo and in both cases drop it to the leg. That way if an ammunition canister takes a internal hit, it does not blow up the body of the mech, it blows off the leg of the mech. At least I'm still alive. And just in case, I take the, well, I can leave all that pretty much as it is. Just to show you around in here, this is inventory. I have another AC-10 still left over. So if I get my right arm blown off, I still have, excuse me, at least one more AC-10 I can skip into it. I have 6 more medium lasers in case I get my center body blown up enough to where I lose a medium laser. And I've got 1 more LRM-10, and that's what I have available. I can go to the market. This is a wonderful place where I can spend large amounts of money I really don't have at this point and buy the things, including 1 double heatsink R. That's because of the mechs I'm running, or the mods I'm running. But notice that's 2 million C-bills. That's more than I got. The good news is that puts out a heat capacity of 10 and a heat efficiency of 0.5. So I could buy one of these, swap it in, and I would change that by adding a 0.5 to it right away. It's an amazing thing you can get when you start getting double heat sinks and other stuff. You've got to look for them everywhere. And we will talk about that throughout the entire game, because this game is really all about heat management and putting points downfield as damage and being able to absorb some of your own. Sorry, I needed to hydrate. My left arm, notice, is a shield arm. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's a shield arm, 56 points of armor, 32 points of internal structure as opposed to 32 over here. I could put some more armor on my legs at 32-48. I'm not going to. By shield arm, what this means is there's no weaponry in this arm. What that means is when you're running around, you should turn or twist your upper body so that your left arm takes the damage, more so than your right arm, where you could possibly lose one of your most important weapons that you have. In fact, on a Centurion, the most important weapon that you have, the AC-10. 48 days, we're going to get going because I'm probably boring you with too much information and not enough actual experience. Now, because I'm not at an industrial hub, I'm out in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness of the inner sphere. That became 63 days and cost me 626 because it's a 20% pay more and 30% more time. You got no choice. You got to do it. You don't have a jump ship. You can't go to a industrial hub at this point and do the repairs and come back. Now, next mech's the Javelin. I've run this mission a few times, the very first start, a few meaning 50 or so. You have to have the jump mechs, the jump jets when you start. There's a particular blockage that you have to jump over. What you don't need is all 6 of them. So I'm going to take those and I'm going to put it to max armor so I can take a little bit more damage. And that's the only change I'm going to make on the Javelin. That adds 4 days, which is probably going to wind up being, what, 5 or 6? Yeah, 6. There we go. So now I'm all ready to go, you think? I'm going to be dropping in the Javelin for the first. I'm going to do the weapons groups. I happen to know we're going to face a lot of tanks. So I put all of them on button 1 on my mouse, which is my left mouse button, and I put these 2 on the number 2 button, which is my right mouse button, because some things you can kill with just 2 lasers, but most things you need 4. So I can take out a helicopter, what they call a VTOL in this game, vertical takeoff and landing, instead of a helicopter. So you can also punch. And that can produce significant damage, although it can also hurt you. I've only got a light hand, so sometimes you don't want to punch. You don't want to kick tanks either, because when they blow up, they hurt your legs. And you can do it, and not recommended. This game has an issue with when I go to the back button, it does not say, oh, I got through it. Speak to Rihanna, so we'll do that. Sorry, pardon. The flying mouse, which moves my viewpoint around. Run back up to the bridge, and I really hate the way they do this. They could have just given you a hotkey.
Hey, Commander. I've received a transmission from Spears in response to my request for help. Take a listen.
Rihanna, I received your message. I'm sorry to hear about Nikolai. He was a good man, and an even better pilot. He'll be sorely missed.
Really hate this guy's voice.
Taking over the operation. Nikolai was always bragging about the boy's skills. Well, I hope he was right. I've begun working on a plan to get you safe passage out of the system, but it's going to take a little time. I expect you already know by now that whoever attacked you has set up a blockade to prevent your escape. It's a large system, though, so we can use that to our advantage. As soon as you receive this, I want you to proceed to the outermost planet in the system. It's a little more than a hunk of ice with a few leftover mining operations on it. There's an abandoned power station there. Now, I've got it on good authority that local raiders are using it as a secret cache for their ill-gotten goods. I know you can use supplies and materials for your repairs. I expect you'll find what you need at that location. I've attached the exact coordinates to this message. Once I have a proper plan in place, I'll contact you again. For now, be safe.
All right. Time to suit up, Commander. I've already input the coordinates. All I need is for you to sign off and get us there.
Understood.
Well, as long as it's ill-gotten goods, what the heck, might as well go shoot some people up. Okay, now because I'm running yet another mech lab. As soon as I go into the first tab button press, this pops up and lets me go through and modify all the different things. And you can go through and roll and pause and all that, but this is just tells you your opportunities to pick up salvage. Like when I get a headshot, I got a 95% chance. If I get legged, I got a 75% chance of picking it up. The multiplier per part is 4 for picking up salvage. And if I do an assembly of a mech within, by assembling the parts, it does not include the weapons. So this is the default all the way through. And as you can see, I'm playing a, well, I'm going to push this just so you know it's default balanced. So I'm playing a balanced one. Let's see what bonkers is like really difficult. So I'm going to play balance. Well, what is Vanilla's a little bit, yeah, mech salvage per part 2, no. Balanced. Make it reasonable, make it right. This is the V2 version of mech salvage where they leave little parts of mechs around the field as opposed to getting it all. I don't usually play that way. Difficulty, I'm going to, once again, this is the balanced version all the way through. No cheats are selected. That stays the same. The market stays the same. Keep in mind I am playing the better marketplace, so that's already giving me more stuff, but not better prices. That's it. We'll go. Got to run through a check to make sure I don't have any other previous cheats already installed, and of course I do not. This is vanilla. It's 30:15. Let's hope I can get out of this in time for the downloadable content upgrade that was the Kestrel Lancers mission, and that begins in 3026. So I must be done with the campaign mode by 3026 in order to be able to run that in line. And usually when I'm playing modded and all kind of other stuff, I can usually finish up the main campaign by 3024, and that lets me run down to the center of the inner sphere in time for the 3026. But I've got a bit more help there than I will on this one. Here we go. You always got to view transmissions. First mission is a smash and grab. That's going to be, I accept it. I look at the contracts. I'm going to skip this. You don't need to see it. I'll talk about it. This is a difficulty 5. Follow my mouse around. A difficulty 5 campaign mission that has a 30-ton limitation on what I'm allowed to drop on ice. And ice is always good because it means it's cool. And keep in mind that this entire game is all about maintaining your heat at times. It's one of the most important things you get. Is don't overheat. When you do overheat, you shut down. When you shut down, your enemies are shooting at a stationary target. So you can see in the opaque, or whatever the right word for that background is, I'm on the Berry planet number 4, the outermost planet of the system like Spears wanted me to be in. Okay, up here is the scales that are used to adjust how many dollars or picks you get for each of the drops. I'm at 0 for interstellar campaigns or expeditions because they don't really know me. And we're going to be fighting this against bandits who also don't know me. 0, 0. I confirm those. I got one minor little pick I can get, and I'm going to put it to C-bills. The raw potential is 250,000, $250,000 C-bills. C-bills are bills. If I say C-bills are dollars, to me they're interchangeable. They're not really, but there you have it. I have a choice of picking pay me in cash, pay me in pieces, or pay me and cover my damage. There is no choice of an airstrike for this one whatsoever. I picked dollars because we need dollars. I just spent 600,000 and I'm only making 500. This is a slide back into the abyss of I ain't got no money. Now, I am Chuckles R. That's my first name is Chuck. My last name starts with an R. This has been a name I've used in the online world for probably longer than you've been online. As Mason, I am Jake Mason by character in the game. My skill level is 70 out of 60. We'll discuss some of that more later going on. And as you can see, I'm all at ones except for my shielding, which is the amount of damage I take under fire. I'm running a Javelin 30, which is the mech we already saw. This carrot here belongs on the pallet overhaul mech, and as we get into the game, I'll discuss that more. Playing with that at this point in the game is a handicap for me because it takes 10% away from all of the things you can see under current effects. I have no actual experience within this mech, what they call affinity on this mech, so I'm taking a loss at the first part, and it gets rough from here. This is a trial to make sure you know what you're doing when you're playing this game to get through the first 4 missions. So, and this is number 1 of them. That being said, I have to wait 5 days because I made modifications to the mech prior to mission number 1. Sorry, I have a relatively fast 2-year-old PC, but it still takes time to load up all the starting stuff.
The abandoned power station is located on the other side of the ridge. You should be able to make your way through the pass undetected. That javelin you're piloting is lightly armed, Commander. But what it lacks in firepower and armor, it makes up in speed and mobility. I'm sure you wish the Centurion was repaired and ready to go. For this particular mission, though, the javelin is the mech best suited for the job. And hey, it has jump jets. They could come in handy.
Good try, Rihanna, but I'd still rather have the Centurion.
Well, can't blame a girl for trying.
Okay, normally speaking, I'm not going to speak over the voiceovers that the characters put in there. But at this point, what I'm going to do is walk you through the screen you see in front of you. Starting in the upper left-hand corner, it says I'm in a JVN 10X. That is my Javelin 10F. That's a variant of a Javelin mech. It says Chuckles R is in it. Go down from there. You got the primary objective of this is right at this point to get to the enemy base. That's going to change and modify to destroy this, destroy that, run away, hide, duck, get the crap out of there. Come all the way down the bottom left-hand corner. You can see it's a Javelin 10F, and that provides you with a view of my mech that shows that right now I have no damage. As various parts of my mech get hit, you will see them go from a outlined yellow to an outline orange to an outline red, and then through that to solidly filled in yellow, orange, red, and gone. And that's basically the stages of, oh my god, I'm getting hit. Come across to the very, very center at the bottom, and you see a sliding bar. I can't show you on my mouse because I don't have a mouse at this point. That's empty going up and down. That shows my speed is currently marked at 0 because I'm standing still. The square in the middle of the bottom is the map, the small map screen. Here's the large map screen. You can see that I've got to run through a narrow canyon with some tight turns, come out into a bigger space, and from there they don't know where I'm going to go because they're just not showing me. What this shows is I've got to go dead forward into, I'll move my cursor around right there. Notice the cursor shows a diamond and then 2 wings, if I can go fast enough, that slide to catch up. That is for weapons aiming on my torso and my arms. I don't have any on my arm, so it doesn't make any difference. I've only got the torso at this point. Beyond that small bottom square is my jump jet. I'm going to jump. You see I wore it out and landed. That's all the jump jet fuel that I have. The larger up and down box beside the jump jet is my heat. I'm currently at 0 heat because, oh look, Rihanna's leaving me. I'm at 0 heat. Over on the far right, you see my ammo, range, weapon, cooldown status, and which group I'm in. Remember, I switched off 2 of my medium lasers to weapons group 2, and the rest of them are all on weapons group 1. That gets far more complicated for a lot of the other mechs. At this point, I'm going to speed ahead. Well, I'm going to show you one more thing. You see it in the middle where it says 599 and it's got that little yellow tag there. That's my next intermediary goal for where I'm going. Think of it as a Google Maps dropped a pin right there at 600 meters out, and I got to go to that. And then, as you can see on the small map in the bottom in the middle, I'm going to take a hard right turn. It's going to drop some more tags as I go. If you go up at the very top of the screen, you'll see it says S for south, saying I'm facing somewhat to the south, and I can turn and you can see others. This is a fast light mech, so it's going to get jerked around quite a bit. If I actually pivot and twist at the waist instead of turning the whole mech, you'll see that bar getting long as it goes. That's how it shows me in a glance which way my mech is facing. And again to the other side. Okay, every once in a while you're going to see me hit the V key, which is my view, which takes me out and back as if I'm a drone in the back. And do the same thing, twist the torso, twist the torso. If I wanted to and had a target in front of me, like say for instance that rock, I could center on it, squeeze off a burst, and blow it up sometimes. Notice on the far right when I shoot, I'm going to shoot now, far right lower hand, right hand side of the screen, the cooldown block says that's how long until I can fire again. When it goes away, and then fire again. Okay? That's what all that stuff means. I don't like to play from this viewpoint. I play from in here, up close and personal. We're going to start running. The left-hand slider goes up to 97. It's 97 kilometers per hour. You can do your own figures and calculations at 0.6 kilometers per mile per hour. Call it 70 miles per hour. And swing right. I did warn you some of this can be disorienting. I've been in Ice Canyon, going into an ice tunnel. If you thought the first one was disorienting, watch this turn. Whoa. A little dot shows me I have a target up there. Zoom in on it. Don't quite kill it. Kill it. Got a tower right there, it's too far away. And this guy is probably right in range and he's shooting back, so. Ah, shoot. There we go. I've already taken some pretty significant damage. But I'll muddle through. These tanks should be dying at one shot, and they are not. So no, that's me. That was me kicking a tank. Well, I'm just all over the place today. Okay, enough's enough. Kill it. Jeez. I don't usually take that much damage in the entire mission. If I have to, I will shut up and focus.
There's a large chunk of ice blocking the path down to the generator. Use your jump jets to get over it.
Like I said, I have to jump on this one, shoot the power supply, land softly,
Should be disabled now.
and those turrets, that one and that one, are now disabled. Got a helo coming in. Kill it. Keep running. Okay, if I lose parts on this one, I'm going to blame it all on me talking to you. So I hope you enjoy it. Running up on a small outstation. See all the buildings up here? Trying to stay out of the mess that'll trip me up and make me slower. We'll give you a good look at where I'm going into. It's just a little station on the byway. Stop here. Shoot. These are energy generators that are being used to interfere. You can see the following on destruction of what I'm doing. Too far away. Ease up on it. There are things in here that are going to be shooting at me, and I'm not going to let them do it. Rushing headlong into a battle is not something you should do.
There's a number of storage buildings in and around the plant itself. I suspect that's where they're storing their loot. Time to smash and grab, Commander.
You follow the yellow tab, and that tells you where to find your stuff.
From my initial scans of the site, I've marked where I think the crates could be located. Look there first.
I am there, Rihanna. Pull it up. Let me get it.
Good work.
Yeah.
Marked for pickup.
There is a tank out there that shot me on my way in.
Commander, it appears the derelict plant has a network of backup generators running.
There it is to the right. You can see the small red pip that says that's where the tank is, and there he goes. Now I'm gonna dodge, move, and dodge until I can get a good beat on him. Killed that one. Thought I saw another tank up here. I'm already redlined, so I'm gonna go carefully from here on. I got two more generators up here, I think. Nope. Right there. Yep. Take them out. Take them out. Yep, I do have another tank behind me. Dodge, dodge, move. He's only got machine guns, but machine guns, oh, look at that. Opened up my back to a red. Machine guns can kill when you're in a tinfoil mech. Up this tiny ramp. I think I'll get away from this one, but who knows. This is where it gets funky. I know the mission. Up and over. Probably too far away. Nope. Just start shooting the freebies.
Good work,
Yeah.
Commander. That's the last of their power generators.
And that means all their turns are offline again. And then run jump. There's going to be another defender or 2 or 4 in here. Who knows? Kicker here is when you fall down, kick on the jump jet so that you don't fall too hard.
If you find the acquisition,
Yep.
just walk up to it in order to pick it up.
Saw the one to my left, so I'm going to pick up this one out here in the open because I'm not seeing a tank right now. Yep, wrong button. Pick it up.
Okay, got it. Keep looking.
Go back to the other one, which was down in here. Get in there and pick it up.
All right, that should do it. Go ahead and meet me at the exfiltration point. If you see anything worth blowing up on your way out, say a weapons depot or something, I won't object.
We'll take this ramp, run like heck. Now at this point the mission is completed, all the objectives have been done. Kick it. I get nothing extra. And I'm here to tell you I can go over here and on the right hand side there's a weapons depot I could take apart, but it doesn't get me anything, including any extra salvage. I should have killed that a long time ago. I'm going to skip that one. He's hidden behind his building. I'm moving way too fast for him to keep up. That's the weapons depot. I'm not interested. These guys are... Ooh, I'm yellow cord. Yellow cord front and back. I gotta... Jesus, he locked on me, isn't he? Okay, gone. Structural damage is a very bad thing. Takes forever to repair. I'm out of machine gun range. Ignore them. This is probably one of the worst beginning missions I've ever played.
Nice work, Commander. We were able to recover the materials we needed from that raid of cash, and Fahad has already sorted the repairs to the Leopard and Centurion. You've made him a very happy man, though I doubt he'll admit it.
I'm sure you guys have played enough games where or done enough things where somebody looking over your shoulder always makes you quite a bit worse than you normally are. As you can see, I got 500,000 C-bills, 20 points of reputation, and maybe a third of the way towards reputation rank number 2. I have 3 points of salvage. These are the share costs. It takes 1 point for one. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot, so I'm going to take a medium laser because this game is all about the medium lasers, especially at the lower levels. Don't need an SRM2, don't have a mech that can use it, don't have machine guns at this point. Take all 3 of them, 160,000 in value. Now that 160,000 that it says my salvage total value is, is probably closer to 40,000 if I want to try to sell it. I could have picked up some extra bucks by destroying the weapons depot, but as you saw, I was pretty well banged up. We will continue. I gained some experience, including in shielding by taking damage, heat management by literally heating up, and by running and dodging by running and dodging. And that's for shooting the energy weapons that are part of the Javelin's load. My own skills went up 4 points. You can see the green 2, 2, 2, and 3 here. You add them all up, and I go from 7 to 11. And I took $53,000 worth of damage, which is slightly over 10% of the 500K that I made. I also got 50,000 as a bonus for taking this, so I came out pretty much even on that. Let me go speak to Fahad and let him be condescending on me.
Hey, boss man, that was quite the haul you brought back. Gonna make the repairs a bit easier now. But don't go getting stars in your eyes or nothing. I'm overworked as it is, and this ship needs a lot of loving, eh? So your Centurion is still gonna take plenty of time to fix. But yeah, like I said, nice job out there. Your old man will be proud. Now if there's nothing else, gonna get back at it, alright? Lot of work to do. Story of my life.
He gets a little hard to listen to at times. He's not getting shot at. He's turning a wrench in a bolt. Screwdriver, whatever. Oop. Sorry. A little nauseating, probably.
Good
Speak
work
to
with those
Rihanna.
raiders, Commander. While you were planetside, I got word from Spears about the plan he's put in place for us. Take a listen.
Rihanna, Commander. Good news. I think I can get you safely past the blockade with the aid of a local mining company. To make everything work, I'm gonna have to find you guys a recycled mercenary identification number. A new identity, essentially. Nick's Cavaliers, for all intents and purposes, no longer exists. I'll match that number to a new name of your choosing once the time comes. So, think about what you want to call yourselves. While I arrange that, you're gonna have to do a little work for the mining company in exchange for their cooperation. Things go well, they've agreed to hire you to transport some precious cargo out of the system aboard an inbound jump ship. Using the new mercenary ID and with a legitimate contract in hand, you should have no problem slipping through the blockade. I've attached the particulars to this message. I'll be in touch once you've completed the mission. Good luck.
I already reviewed the information Spears sent. The mission is a straight-up protect and defend op. Seems these raiders have been harassing the mining company, among others. Stealing from them, extorting them, killing innocent civilians when their demands weren't met. I've uploaded the pertinent details into the mission briefing, so I won't repeat them here. You're good to launch anytime, Commander.
Roger that. I'll see you on the other side.
I am going to go ahead and run this one. If my memory serves me correctly, this is the last of the Javelin missions. I'm not very good in the Javelin. I'm not very good with the fast mechs. I'm more in tune with a slower age, um, slower speed of the mechs. I need to go up to battlemechs and fix up the Javelin and see how long that's going to take. Because I run the yet another mech lab modification, I have a repair all add-on. Normally you got to go to repair mech and do one of them at a time. I'm going to check the loadout. I make sure that I don't have any damage that was internal and things that are broken. There's really not a whole lot I could do here. I could rip out the jump jets and give myself, what is it, that's one more ton, and take that ton and put it into max armor, but I'm already at max armor. So there's really not much I could do other than hit repair all. 6 days. 6 days becomes 8 days because of where we are. And in 8 days I can launch. Still got 47 on the Centurion. We go back to home, we do a view transmissions. Next mission's name is Imminent Threat. I get a $50,000 C-bill, $50,000 C-bill, redundant. 50,000 C-bills extra for completing this mission above and beyond whatever I pull out of here, which is going to be, once again, I get 1 point. It's a difficulty 5 campaign, 30-ton limit. Say continue. Do a little C-bills. Ooh, 1. You get 450K. That's going to put me right back at my 2 million that I started at. Minus damages I take. Minus plus the 50K that I get.
The weather's really kicking up, Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
The bottom line is I'm going to wind up being right about at the $2 million that I started off with when I started off with my Centurion as my primary mech.
Attention. Prepare for battlemech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Okay, Commander. We know very little about these raiders' overall strength or sheer numbers, so keep a sharp lookout for enemy units on your approach to that settlement.
Copy that.
That's just for a wonderful another ice planet slant moon. Some of the graphics in this are truly amazing with the clouds and the fact that they actually move. And if you notice while I'm playing along and running through these valleys and stuff, you'll see that the suns and shadows actually follow from where they should be. They did a really good job making Unreal Engine, in this case Unreal Engine 4, which is how the underlying software that this program is programmed in. Got to get quiet. I got a VTOL flying up here. It's way too far away. This is the defense. To see the shield, the blue shield, tells me I've got to defend this location. And it's nothing fancy. It's once again defend means
Overhead, Commander.
kill
The
everything.
raiders have already begun their attack. Get in there and protect those civilians.
There we go. 700 yards. That's way too far away. I can't shoot it yet.
The raiders are attacking our settlement. There are women and children.
No idea what that was.
Brianna, something's interfering with my sensors.
ECM.
I think the raiders have set up some sort of jamming device nearby.
Hit it. Didn't kill it.
See if I can locate it.
Killed it. 2 targets to my right. You can see the red pips. Missile carrier. Killed it. Some kind of tank. Killed it. My full cooldown. Cooldown. Killed it. Another VTOL. Killed it. Another VTOL. Killed it. Not done or it would have said so. Oop. Checking the red pips on the top of the screen tell me where to look for the next enemy. Let me kick this, might be, yep, kicked it. Back to the center, see something to the right of me. Oh, too fast, there we go. Killed it. I'll run around this little hill. Looking for more. I know there's more because otherwise it would have said I was done. And by done, I mean done with this first little settlement here. Dead tanks all over the place. Kicked it. There's some more. Notice how I immediately swivel when it says it sees some more. It's because if I can see them, they can see me. Some of these guys have missiles that have more range than I have, and or autocannon 2s. I'll show you. This AC5 has a lot longer range than I have. So the trick is get in there and kill it before it can kill me.
For the moment. Unfortunately, it appears the raiders aren't done causing trouble just yet. They're headed for the company's main processing facility on the other side of the mountain. You need to get there and thwart that attack, Commander.
And to get there, just to be clear, means drive to that Google tag, if you will, that's at 900 meters on my right-hand side. At first, I got to walk along this fence line, which slows me down to 30 kilometers per hour. Unless I use the jump jets and get up over it. Landed too hard, which hurt my legs. You'll note that after this, I will not be using jump jets. Notice the jittery on the screen. That's not an optical illusion. That is the electronic countermeasures that are being deployed against me. They do appear occasionally throughout the campaign mode. It's rare.
My sensors are getting worse.
The jamming device the raiders set up is at the top of this pass, Commander. You're going to have to manage as best you can until you're able to take it out.
Make a turn. Tank at the top, 2 of them. Pause. Come on, tank. I'm not in the mood to get shot up tonight. There he is. Didn't kill it. Gotta kick it. Okay. Some damage, not dead. That's the ECM device I gotta kill. The reason I was sneaking up to it is because it takes 2-3 shots. Do that while tanks are shooting at you. Kinda wind up dead.
Your sensors should have cleared up.
Yeah, much better.
Your onboard radar should also be operational now. You'll be able to detect enemies at a significant distance. Just in time, too. That mining facility is getting hit hard, Commander.
Yeah, I can see all those enemy targets on my left on the mini-map down below, but there's nothing I can do about them because they're way too far away for my little tiny medium mechs, or medium lasers, to do a thing about. But I can run faster. I could jump over this little wall of boulders to my left, but frankly, it doesn't do much for me. Because it puts me down landing about where my cursor is right now, which, as you can see, would not make one large amount of difference. This guy's my first if it comes out. Still too far away. So that's all you need to know. At this point, this is a knife fight battle.
You made it. We need your help. The raiders are trying to destroy our
My attention is better focused on shooting than it is on entertaining you guys much. I'll do my best.
Commander, the mining facility can't take much more damage and still remain operational. You need to eliminate the raider threat.
You will notice that to a large extent you can't even see what I'm aiming at. I just follow the red pips and know about how far below I have to aim. Oh, crap. Heh. Hmm. Nothing down that way. Another run through. Sorry if the swinging around makes you disoriented. Up and over.
Enemy VTOLs inbound on your position, Commander.
Oh, great.
That Igor is a piece of heavy machinery with tons of firepower. If left unchecked, it will do a lot of damage to the settlement. You should prioritize taking it out over the smaller enemies.
Once it gets in range, I certainly will. Yeah, that's it hitting me. Yeah. That one. That one. There you go. Don't fall on me. If they do fall on you, they do cause damage. Another VTOL raining death on me from above. But also that guy.
Good work, Commander. That should make the mining company happy. Prepare for exfil. I'm on my way.
That was the last time you'll see me running a javelin around. Mission 3 in this includes my Centurion. So you can see I've reached reputation rank 2, which gives me 2 picks for C-bills and or salvage, etc. Made 450,000 C-bills and 30 points of reputation. And have absolutely nothing worth taking for salvage. Whereas this says the AC5 is worth a value of 125,000 C-bills. The bottom line is if I take that and then go to sell it, I'm going to make about got the hiccups, about 40. So what I do instead is I take the medium lasers, which are the, sorry, a little extra on the mouse. The medium lasers, which are the mainstay of the game, pick them up even if they're tier 0, which there are 6 tiers in this game. Let's go ahead and describe this now. See the 4 check boxes above the medium laser? 0 is what this medium laser is, because none of them are selected. So if you select then, or fill in this box, this, the 4 boxes, that gives you 0 through 4 for 5 levels. You can come back to level 6, tier 6, whichever way you want to express it, is an orange filled, all 4 of them. That is a tier 6 weapon. Much, much better weapon. Give me 1 second, I'll show you something. I won't be able to. Well, yeah, well, 1 second. That's the damage I did. I killed 30 different targets, 8 VTOLs. Took 54 points of damage and dealt out 382. So I'm dealing out about 7 points for every one I take. Continue that. Yada 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 on the ECM that I faced. And just to go back to show you what I was talking about, my Javelin has tier 1 weapons. And here's the difference. Look at the center screen, you can see, it scrolls back down again, that a medium laser weighs 1 ton, does 5 points of damage, and it's 1 point per second, 2.5 points of damage, or heat, and the heat is at 0.45 points per second. Takes 4 seconds to cool down, and fire it again. Medium laser 1 point of damage, 1 ton of weight, 5 points, 0.84 for damage, 2.7 for heat. Bottom line, the more tiers up you go, the better off it is. It's a very, very minor change. It takes a while to make a difference. Repairing this mech is 6 days. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And hit start work. Takes 8 days in real life. As you can see, I've got 2 more days till the Centurion is done, and it will be ready for the next mission. And that's what we're going to use going into the next episode of Opal Plays MechWarrior 5 Campaign Modded. See you then. Till then, please comment, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and that's how YouTube knows that it's popular and gives me more viewers, so it gets even better and better as we go along. Thanks much. Have a good evening or day, depending on what time it is for you.